All right. Welcome back, everybody. We're making asteroids, and we're literally making asteroids right now. Right now, we have three asteroids, and when we shoot an asteroid, it just vanishes. But that's not how Asteroids the game works. How Asteroids the game works, the original game, anyways. You shoot an asteroid, and two smaller asteroids are created, and then that happens for sort of the large give you two medium, and the medium give you two small. And that's basically the end there. So, how do we get this asteroid producing multiple asteroids? So, in our act function in the asteroid class, we have this lovely loop that's doing all of our, looking through all the objects, getting the bullets, getting all the objects technically, finding the ones that in particular are bullets, and then checking for collisions. So, this would be a good place to add in sort of the add to asteroids code. But we have a bit of a problem that we have to solve, and that is that our asteroid constructor just makes, these, particular kinds of asteroids. They're randomly located. They're not at the heart of the dying asteroid. They're just randomly on the screen. We don't want to produce two random asteroids. We want to produce two specific asteroids. Also, asteroids are hard-coded to always be 100. And this is fine for our initial asteroid, so I don't want to change this exactly, but I want to add a new constructor, a second constructor, that will allow us to produce additional asteroids and specify their location and size. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If not, rewind me and listen again. But yeah, I think that's a great thing to do. And yeah, it's totally possible to put in multiple constructors into a class. Just gives the programmer using your class, maybe you, probably right now it's you, but in the future it'll be other people, the flexibility to create these objects as they wish. So I'm going to make a new constructor, asteroid. I'm going to allow it to take in a size and a x and a y. So now I'll be able to tell the asteroid where to go. It's going to have the same basic code in here. I'm going to copy and paste it. Actually, I won't copy and paste. I'll type down each line at a time. So I'm going to just set lives to 1 again. The location is going to be a little bit different. It will be a new p vector, all right. But instead of it having a random position, it's going to be at x and y, the numbers we send to it. And this story is not quite told yet. You're probably a little bit curious, where do these numbers come from? So that's coming up in a bit. Next, velocity. I think I'll just use the exact same velocity code for now. Later on, it might be nice to change that, but this is fine for now. And then size is going to be whatever I send it. I'm going to be able to tell it its size. So here we have a new constructor that will allow us to position our asteroid where we want it and set it to whatever size you want. So just so you know, this hasn't broken anything. Our current code that makes asteroids, that constructor is still available and it works just fine. And it knows to use that constructor because we're not sending a size and an x and a y, right? We're sending nothing. So it uses this one. So that still works. And just to prove it, I'll run it. There we go. We still got our 3 asteroids and they work fine. But now we have the ability to also call this constructor. So down here, I'd like to make 2 new asteroids. So I'll just double check my naming here. My objects, great. So my objects.add new asteroid. And then I'll give it the x and y of this current asteroid. So that's location.x. Oh, no, sorry, it's size first. So I'll say whatever the current size is divided by 2. And then I'll say location.x, location.y. And you know what? I'll do it twice. Ooh, that didn't work. And I need another parenthesis down here. So now the asteroid, this new asteroid being created, will have half the size of our current asteroid, and it will have the location of our current asteroid. So now if I run this, check it out. When I shoot an asteroid, it gives me 2 smaller asteroids. And because it's relative to the size, I can blast that one and get 2 new ones as well. They always give me 2 new ones. Unfortunately, it's a little bit much. If I could aim better, I could show you that even like small asteroids will produce even smaller. There's no kind of end in sight to how many asteroids I can get. It's kind of insane. And eventually I'll regret that because I'll get such tiny asteroids everywhere. There's nowhere to really destroy asteroids permanently. So you might have to find a way to create a limit on how many, at what point do you stop the asteroid insanity and just have the asteroid destroyed permanently? So I'll leave that problem for you guys to solve. But that's basically the way to break an asteroid into multiple asteroids. We're just, marking our current asteroid for deletion. I guess that's actually this line of code here. And then creating 2 new asteroids. All right, thanks everybody.